The most hated player to ever touch a football field is Tom Brady. Tom Brady, known for crushing the hopes and dreams of fan bases around the league, completed the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Tom Brady terrorized the NFL for 22 seasons, but before his GOAT status, 7 Super Bowls, and 3 MVP awards, he was a likable underdog. In order to understand how he became a legend, we need to go back to the beginning.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., born August 3, 1977, was raised a 49ers fan during the peak of San Francisco football legend Joe Montana. Brady famously discussed his attendance at the 1981 NFC Championship, where Montana threw the catch to Dwight Clark. Except he was probably the only 49ers fan in the crowd who wasn't happy during this moment. Brady said that when he watched Montana, he always felt like Montana was in control, and whenever he dropped back to pass, something good was going to happen. This sentiment, which football fans would feel about Brady in the future, began to build resentment as his career progressed.
Before that, he attended Junipero Serra High School, where he played football, basketball, and baseball. His football career began in 1991 during his freshman year of high school, where he served as a backup quarterback for a team that went 0-8 without scoring a single touchdown. Brady noted that he was the one no one ever picked and was the backup quarterback on a freshman team that didn't win a game. He only played his second year because his best friend, the quarterback who started ahead of him, quit playing. Despite early struggles, he eventually claimed the starting varsity spot for his junior and senior seasons. With a decent arm and a true passion for the game, Brady was able to get offers from several schools, including Cal, UCLA, USC, and Michigan. It was a tough choice for Brady to make, but he ultimately chose to commit to the University of Michigan for the 1995 season.
Brady's college career was marked by his perseverance and determination in the face of significant challenges. Redshirting during his freshman year, he struggled to find any playing time behind future NFL quarterback Brian Griese. Griese led the Wolverines to an undefeated season in 1997 and a share of the national championship that year. Brady, on the other hand, would throw only 15 passes during that season. While frustrated, he contemplated a transfer, but he showed his persistence and stayed at Michigan despite being buried on the depth chart for his first 3 seasons.
Brady's hard work and dedication began to pay off in his junior year in 1998, when he finally earned the starting quarterback position. That season, he started every game and led the Wolverines to a 10-3 record and a Citrus Bowl victory, passing for 2,427 yards and 14 touchdowns. With such a stellar season, it seemed like there was nothing stopping him from continuing to improve his senior year. But something was going to jeopardize that. Before his senior season, a tight quarterback battle and the upside potential of sophomore Drew Henson led Michigan's head coach Lloyd Carr to make a difficult decision. Henson was an ultra-talented player whom Brady even described as faster, stronger, and possessing a better arm than he did. To start the season, Carr decided that both Brady and Henson would each play a quarter before he decided on the starter for the second half.
Through the first 5 games, this worked, as Michigan started the season a perfect 5-0, but the strategy soon collapsed in Week 6. As Michigan fell behind by 17 points in the second half with Henson playing, Brady would enter the game and be tasked with leading a comeback. He nearly did. However, they would fall short by just 3 points. The following week, Brady would throw for over 300 yards, and the quarterback battle was officially over. One of his most memorable college moments came later that season, when trailing by 10 points with just minutes left against Penn State, he led the Wolverines on a comeback and found the end zone twice, securing a 31-27 victory. This earned him the honorary nickname the Comeback Kid, something he shared with his childhood idol Joe Montana.
But unbeknownst to him, his ability to perform in clutch moments would eventually lead him to becoming the most hated player of all time. He finished the senior season with 2,217 passing yards and 16 touchdowns, capping it off with an Orange Bowl victory against Alabama, a game in which he threw for 369 yards and 4 touchdowns. Despite sharing time with Henson, Brady showcased his resilience in the face of adversity, which should have brought him more attention from NFL scouts. However, many looked at the situation with Drew Henson as a red flag, due to the appearance that Lloyd Carr was trying to replace him.
When it came to the NFL Combine, Brady didn't really impress either. His draft report included the following: poor build, skinny, lacks a strong arm, doesn't throw a tight spiral, and gets knocked down too easily. Mel Kiper ranked him as the number 10 quarterback in the draft and projected him to go in the 5th round. But he wouldn't even be selected in the 5th round. There were 6 other quarterbacks taken before him in the 2000 draft, dubbed the Brady Six. These quarterbacks were Chad Pennington in the 1st round, Giovanni Carmazzi and Chris Redman in the 3rd, T. Martin in the 5th, and both Mark Bolger and Spurgeon Wynn were taken in the 6th round. Finally, at pick number 199, Tom Brady was selected by the New England Patriots.
It was a miracle he even made the roster. At the time, Brady was kept as the 4th quarterback on the depth chart, something he was familiar with from his time at Michigan. Before he was drafted, the New England Patriots were not the franchise many fans experienced throughout the 2000s. They had played in 2 Super Bowls, a 46-10 blowout loss against the Chicago Bears in 1985 and a 35-21 loss to the Green Bay Packers in 1996. In 2000, they hired Bill Belichick, who had served as the team's assistant head coach to Bill Parcells during the 1996 season.
Belichick said he kept Brady as the fourth quarterback on the roster because they believed he had the potential to continue to improve, despite knowing he may never play a snap in the 2000 season. The team finished with a 5-11 record, and Brady played in just a single game, completing just 1 of 3 passes, not what you would expect from a future 7-time Super Bowl winner.
After the season, there were no signs that Brady would take over the starting role. New England's current starter was Drew Bledsoe, who had been selected in the first round of the 1993 NFL Draft, and in March of 2001, he signed the largest NFL contract to date, a 10-year deal worth $103 million. But Brady had worked his way up the depth chart into the backup position prior to the 2001 season. He said he always felt that if he ever got a chance, they were never going to take him off the field. After a disappointing 23-17 loss in Week 1, the Patriots trailed in Week 2 against the New York Jets. Bledsoe was absolutely crushed by Mo Lewis, which knocked him out of the game. Brady would enter, and this was his first real playing time in the NFL. Although he wasn't able to find the end zone, the NFL was forever changed at that moment.
The next week, he would make his first career start against the 1998 #1 pick Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. The Patriots would defeat them in a 44-13 blowout for their first win of the season, while Brady completed 13 of 23 passes for 168 yards. While most people probably believed Brady was just filling in until Bledsoe returned, they did not realize that they had just witnessed the start of the greatest rivalry in NFL history. In Week 5, the world would get a glimpse of what the future held for Tom Brady. He threw for 364 yards with his first 2 touchdown passes of his career. Brady led the Patriots back from a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter against the San Diego Chargers for an overtime win, something that became the norm for him.
Over the next 4 games, Brady led the Patriots to a 4-1 record, throwing 9 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, once again defeating Peyton Manning in the process. Prior to Week 10 of the 2001 regular season, Bledsoe was finally cleared from injury, and all eyes were on Coach Bill Belichick. But he would decide to start Tom Brady for the remainder of the season, stating he was making the best decision for the team. With Brady leading the way, the Patriots closed out the season with a 6-1 record and secured the 2nd seed in the AFC.
Entering the playoffs, the team was viewed as aspiring underdogs, led by an unlikely 6th-round quarterback. At Foxborough Stadium, in what would be one of the most memorable games of Brady's career, New England hosted the Oakland Raiders. Late in the fourth quarter, with the game on the line, Brady fumbled the ball and the Raiders recovered it, which should have ended the Cinderella story. But in one of the most obscure rulings in NFL history, the call was overturned, citing the tuck rule. Because of this, New England retained possession. Brady set up a game-tying field goal from Adam Vinatieri, who sent the game to overtime, tied 13-13. In overtime, the Patriots drove 63 yards down the field for Vinatieri to hit the game-winning field goal and send them to the AFC Championship.
The infamous tuck rule game lives on in history for many fans around the NFL as a source of resentment towards Brady. They won the game and were headed to the AFC Championship to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers as 10-point underdogs. This game was a primarily defensive showdown. Late in the second quarter, while the Patriots were driving, Brady was injured and left the game. The man who had embraced the role of a backup, Drew Bledsoe, would enter. Bledsoe was able to get the Patriots in the end zone and hold off the Steelers, allowing a 24-17 upset for the Patriots.
Brady was cleared to play in the Super Bowl, but there was a tall task ahead. Their opponents were the #1 seed St. Louis Rams, known as the greatest show on turf. The Rams had won the Super Bowl just 2 years prior and were 14-point favorites over the Patriots, a true David versus Goliath matchup. New England would enter halftime holding a 14-3 lead, but were unable to shut down the Rams' explosive offense forever. The Rams would score 14 points in the fourth quarter, and the game was suddenly tied 17-17 with just 1 minute and 21 seconds left on the clock. Starting at their own 17-yard line, Brady was able to get the Patriots to the Rams' 30 before spiking the ball with 7 seconds left. Adam Vinatieri once again came up clutch, drilling a 48-yard field goal and securing the Super Bowl for New England. Tom Brady, the 199th pick, was named Super Bowl MVP.
The following season, Brady led the NFL in touchdown passes with 28, but the Patriots would finish with a 9-7 record and miss the playoffs. This could have been the end of the story, but for Brady, this was just the beginning. In the next season, he led the Patriots to an NFL-best 14-2 record and the #1 seed in the 2003 playoffs. In the divisional round, the Patriots defeated the Tennessee Titans 17-14. In the AFC Championship, they met Manning's Colts. Manning was looking for redemption, but Brady threw for 237 yards while Manning threw 4 interceptions. The Patriots headed to their second Super Bowl in 3 years.
Super Bowl 38 was a matchup between New England and the Carolina Panthers. With the game tied at 29, Brady would have the ball at the 40-yard line with just over a minute left. In 4 plays, the Patriots entered field goal range and set up another game-winning opportunity for Vinatieri, securing the victory. Brady was now a 2-time Super Bowl champion and MVP. In the next season, the Patriots once again finished 14-2. Brady and Manning once again matched up in the playoffs, and the Patriots easily dispatched them. They then defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 41-27 in the AFC Championship to head to back-to-back Super Bowls.
In Super Bowl 39, they faced the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles were able to score late in the fourth, but were unable to recover an onside kick. Safety Rodney Harrison came up with an interception with just 9 seconds left, allowing Brady to take a knee. Brady had officially completed a dynasty. Along the way, he had won 2 Super Bowl MVPs and finished a perfect 9-0 to start his playoff career. But along with solidifying himself in greatness came the backlash. Things were changing. It was now clear that Tom Brady was not just someone who got lucky. With success always comes people rooting for your downfall. People become fatigued with seeing repetitive success, which builds resentment towards the face of the franchise.
Over the next 2 seasons, the Patriots would not return to the Super Bowl, losing to the Colts in the 2006 AFC Championship. Prior to the 2007 season, New England brought in Wes Welker and Randy Moss. With these new weapons, Brady and the Patriots entered the season and dominated. However, a scandal referred to as Spygate began to surface. It was believed the Patriots were illegally filming opponents' signals. The NFL launched an investigation, resulting in a $500,000 fine for Belichick and the loss of their 2008 first-round draft pick. Many fans believed the Patriots dynasty was built on cheating.
What probably angered fans even more was how the Patriots responded. They put together a historic 16-0 regular season. Brady won the NFL MVP with a record-setting 50 touchdown passes. They reached Super Bowl 42, where they were 12-point favorites against the New York Giants. The Patriots held a 14-10 lead late, but an improbable catch from David Tyree allowed the Giants to take the lead with just 30 seconds left. The Giants pulled off one of the most unlikely upsets in Super Bowl history and prevented the perfect season.
In Week 1 of the 2008 season, Brady suffered a torn ACL and MCL, causing him to miss the rest of the year. In 2009, he won NFL Comeback Player of the Year. In 2010, he threw for 36 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, securing his second NFL MVP. However, they were upset by the Jets in the playoffs. In 2011, the Patriots returned to the Super Bowl for a rematch against the Giants in Super Bowl 46. Again, Eli Manning was able to make incredible passes down the stretch, and the Giants won 21-17.
After a 10-year drought without a ring, many believed that 37-year-old Brady was running out of opportunities. Yet in 2014, the Patriots reached Super Bowl 49 against the Seattle Seahawks. With just 2 minutes left, the Seahawks were a yard away from the end zone after an unlikely catch by Jermaine Kearse, but Malcolm Butler intercepted the ball at the goal line. Brady had his 4th Super Bowl, tying Joe Montana. More hate followed due to Deflategate, an investigation into whether the Patriots had tampered with game balls. Brady was eventually suspended for 4 games in 2016.
Upon his return in 2016, Brady led the team to Super Bowl 51 against the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons led 28-3, but Brady led the largest comeback in Super Bowl history. New England won in overtime, and Brady secured his 5th ring. The next year, Brady won his 3rd MVP, but lost Super Bowl 52 to the Philadelphia Eagles and Nick Foles. In 2018, Brady and the Patriots defeated the Kansas City Chiefs in an AFC Championship thriller to reach Super Bowl 53, where they defeated the Rams 13-3. Brady had won his 6th ring at age 41.
After the 2019 season ended with a wild-card loss to the Titans, Brady decided to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In his first season there, he led Tampa to Super Bowl 55. They defeated Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs 31-9. Brady won his 7th Super Bowl ring and 5th Super Bowl MVP. In 2021, at age 43, he threw for over 5,000 yards and 43 touchdowns. After losing to the Rams in the playoffs, Brady retired, then unretired for one final season in 2022. Finally, Brady chose to call it quits.